Did you ever want to see a pair of Nike Air Force Ones on steroids? Well, here it is, mate. Look at that. This is crazy. Man, this ain't hot enough. You like my shoes? Oh. So what's up, fam? Thanks once again for tuning into the channel. It's KIXPLORE. We talk everything about sneakers, lifestyle, travel, and a little bit of everything in between. And today we're going to be talking about these sneakers right here. So if you guys don't know what this is, these are the Nike Shox TLs. A lot of detail going into this one, so yeah, let's just get into it. I've been doing a lot of videos lately about sneakers, so if you like sneakers, definitely please consider following. And if you like this video, please consider giving me a thumbs up. All that good stuff, it goes a long way, actually, it does. So all those guys that have done it for me, thank you so much. I really appreciate all your support and all your comments, all the loves. It keeps me going, man, so thank you so much. Anyways, back to the review. I've got a lot to talk about this one. So this is the Nike Shox TL. I'll talk about the sizing and the price first, so all you guys that are really interested in sneaker and want to purchase it, you can get the information straight away. These are a women's release. In terms of the sizing, as I was saying before, it was always selling out, and it's a women's release. I kind of had to kind of measure my own foot and all that kind of stuff, and I'm a size 9.5 usually in men's on all my Nikes, and for this one I went for a US 11.5. Just remember that, because when I was looking at the charts on the size guide, it says that the Shox, these ones were 27.3, I think, yeah, 27.3 length this way, as an 11.5. And that's how I usually gauge my sneakers, by the length. Like, it really depends on you, because I got a wide foot. If I went for the 11, it still probably would have been okay, because these stretch like really wide, and it really conforms to your foot. You don't really need a lot of break-in time with these sneakers. So if I could probably say, just try your true to size first, which I'm a 9.5. I should have went with the 11, but because I thought it was going to be a narrow shoe, I went for the half size bigger. And I could probably say this way it still feels okay, but it looks a little long on the length side. So I definitely could have went for my true size, which is a size 11, but this is an 11.5. I hope it kind of makes sense for you guys, and hopes it kind of gives you a little bit more of an idea of what to go to for your sizing. But definitely try, because it's a women's sneaker as well, so it's better to try it in store first. And I know there are a lot of different colorways like this that are sitting, especially in Australia. So just try it out. See if the colorway is available in men's sizing first, if you are going for that kind of thing, and then go that way, obviously. But if it's like this and they only have like women's colors like this, and yeah, you're gonna have to do some measuring and definitely try it out in store first, because I could have went for a half size down, my true to size. There's a whole range. Okay, this is not the first version of the Shox. There are many different iterations of and concepts and all that kind of stuff of the Shox. Recently, maybe last year, Nike has been releasing these only as a women's kind of release, so a lot of women's sizing and all that kind of stuff. It was always selling out, so I'm not sure if there was like a demand and supply kind of thing, but there was always just kind of selling out. I was like, oh, why are they always selling out, even especially in my size? Because I just had a look. It's like, oh, it's always sold out. Interesting. I never really wanted to get it until I saw that concert that Kendrick Lamar had, and he was wearing the I think it was the RM version of the Shox, and when I saw it, man, it's like, it's not bad. I mean, it was always on my radar, the Shox, but when I saw him wearing it, I was like, maybe I should give the Shox like range like a go and all that kind of stuff. And kind of really piqued my interest, especially how he wore it. It was very white. His outfit was very Y2K and all that kind of stuff, and it looked really good on him. So I thought maybe I should like kind of have a look at the Shocks range, especially if it was gonna shoot up in popularity due to that concert. So I thought I'd give it another look. And yeah, this is me. When I bought this on the Nike website for 240 Australian dollars, so not a cheap buy. It's kind of expensive, but it's man, you get definitely a lot of bang for your buck with this sneaker. There's the minimal sneaker, and then there's this. It's like this is the opposite of a minimal sneaker. It's very maximal, as you can see, with all the kind of details. So let's probably get into it. A lot of details on the upper, as you can see here. It's got those kind of, there's like many layers on the actual upper. So here you can't probably see it, but there's like a transparent like mesh, plastic mesh on top of this, and then it's got those big holy things underneath. The holy material, I'm not really sure what it is because I can't feel it because of the mesh, but it feels like it might be like a really soft cotton. And yeah, that's what is underneath this. Then you have these plastic ribbings on the side, and this kind of goes throughout the whole upper. You can see it goes throughout the whole upper there. So that's predominantly like a lot of the shoe. And then you got this swoosh. This is stitched in, and I think this is fabric as well, but it's puffed up. It's an embossed swoosh on the actual upper as well. On the toe box, you got this cotton mesh, which feels really, really nice to the touch, and it goes all the way up to the actual tongue area where you can see the logo. And what's cool about it is on the the toe box, you can see these two panels here. Those are 3M. And on the back, down here, on the heel area, heel counter, these silver bits, they are also 3M. So it's pretty cool. So if you have a flash and you flash picture these, it looks really cool because it gives you that like light effect. Very small detail of the Shocks logo on the heel as well. And yeah, very nice feel of fabric on the inner collar area. And if you look at the design of this collar, it's not a traditional design. How usually like normal sneakers are probably just kind of really plain cut here. But look, there's like a deep curve here, goes up, there's another curve there, and then another deep here, cut there. So it's a very kind of very deeply designed kind of sneaker, as you can see already. And that's just the upper, how it's just like, yeah, there's so much detail going into it, man. It's crazy. And then let's go to definitely the whole, how do I say, the head turning part of the actual sneaker, which is the Shocks cushioning. You can see that they look like springs, like spring columns throughout. It's like a full sized, full length Shocks midsole. And yeah, it's kind of like the shoes is like on 3 levels. It's got the outsole here, yeah. It's got the Shocks columns, and then it's got the actual upper of the sneaker. So it's like 3 different levels going on. And you can see that the outsole has its own kind of level on the bottom, and it continues up until the actual toe box section here of the actual sneaker. You can see that the design, many different kind of pods or these kind of like grooves going on here, which is definitely looks really grippy. And you got this it's not a puffy plastic kind of see-through transparent thing there going on there, but that's there. I don't really know how much of a purpose that has, but it's got the biggest column out there, so I guess it's there for really rigidity and support. And then it's got the crosshair kind of design on the heel part of the outsole there. So you could definitely look at it, man. There's a lot of like details going into this sneaker. So definitely a whole like different sneaker if you compare this to the Nike Air Force One. But man, there's so much going onto this on with this sneaker. Very comfortable. I would probably say that this is like, I am more of a traditional foam, how do I say this, user of like sneakers and everything. I like my Nike Infinity Reacts Infinity runs, or even just the Epic Reacts, that kind of foam cushioning. That's more my type of thing because I don't like air bubbles because they pop on me all the time. And this is sort of like, it's not the same, but it's very similar in a way where it's, I feel like it's all compartmentalized, these sections. And if one part goes, it's kind of, you know, I don't know, kind of game over kind of thing if it breaks. But they look pretty solid. If you look at it, it's just like you could see through it, man. Like I could see the camera by looking at through the actual columns of the actual shocks. But in terms of comfortability, probably it's not that. I'll probably give it a 6 or 7. It's not the most comfortable, but it feels really nice on the actual inside. You could definitely get through a whole day in these. I wouldn't say that they're the worst either. Maybe I'm being a little harsh when I say it's 6 to 7 of comfort, but it's just I felt a whole lot better sneakers than this one. But yeah, this whole line came up around the 2000 mark. Yeah, the turn of the century, these sneakers came out, and around that time I wasn't really into sneakers because I was still young, didn't have any money, and I could only really afford whatever my parents could buy me. That's the extent of what I could actually cop back in those days. So I didn't really get these because these were very expensive back in the day as well. So I never really got into the Shox line until what do you call it? Kendrick Lamar kind of put me like in kind of brought my attention back to it. Anyway, I know I said that already, but yeah, it's really cool. But I did really want to. But I was a really huge fan of the Vince Carter Shox. I don't know if you guys ever saw those commercials or ever watched him playing them, but they look absolutely sick, bro. And especially because, you know, the feeling when you wear like a basketball player's shoe, like Michael Jordan or Vince Carter, because you know Vince Carter, he could dunk, he could jump to the moon and back kind of thing. And that's how I would have felt if I got his sneakers. I would have felt like I could jump to the moon back. And that's why I really liked it. And they just looked absolutely sweet on his feet. So I really like those ones. So if they ever retro those, I'd definitely probably give it a cop. But yeah, it's like, yeah, it's definitely a really, really cool sneaker. A lot of things going into it. And yeah, but in terms of the recommendations, man, like it's, I don't know about the durability. It's the thing, I don't know how long I could wear these. A friend of mine, Lionel from Hype, was telling me that he was selling a lot of these. These sold out really quickly at his shop, and but he was telling me these parts here, like the paneling and the small kind of hole stuff down there in the upper, that they would rip or they would get damaged through consistent use and all that kind of stuff. So I still have to try it out for myself. I will be using this to go to Brisbane, so I'll get a test run there because I'm going to be going to the Kickstand. It's more than just sneakers event out in Brisbane, so hopefully I'm going to get to see you guys there. But yeah, it's definitely a crazy sneaker that I'm going to be test driving there. What my friend Lionel was saying about these sneakers is like these are like Centrelink sneakers, like these and TNs. I'm like, oh yeah, like yeah, that is true because even me, I realized when I was broke back in the day when I was a student and all that kind of stuff, when I was going to Centrelink, which is Australia's sort of like government support for people that don't have jobs and all that kind of stuff. When I was broke, man, I was there all the time. And yeah, we did see a lot of people wearing these and TNs and all this kind of stuff. We're not trying to say that like this is like a broke person sneaker, but it's just what it was back then. Because these were expensive, and a lot of people had these at Centrelink. And what's funny is, yeah, back in the day, that's what it was considered, Centrelink shoes and all that kind of stuff. But in today's kind of generation, I see a lot of like customer service people, like at Nike, at JD Sports, and all this, rocking these, man. Like the younger generation, and I think like Lionel was saying that yeah, younger generation think that these are valid. Older generation think that they're Centrelink shoes, and all this. It's so funny. But when I did see these on feet, I'm not gonna lie, man, they look pretty awesome, man. Like on feet and all that kind of stuff. It looked pretty good, so I definitely had to try to cop it, and it's definitely a whole different vibe to my normal kind of pickups and all this kind of stuff because usually I like to go for the plain and minimal stuff, but this one is crazy. It's like so much going on. Definitely big head turners and all that kind of stuff, but I definitely have to give it a good kind of test run to see how it goes on feet. So yeah, I don't know. a lot of stuff going into this one. Let me know you guys' thoughts, man. Like, are you into the whole shocks thing? Were you ever big on it? Is it kind of past you? Because yeah, man, like if I had to choose between this and another sneaker, I probably would have gone for another sneaker that's just really plain and simple. But every now and again, you gotta go for the heavies, mate. The heavy hitting ones like this one. A lot of different colorways as well. I like the black kind of sunset colorway as well, but I just didn't know how often I'd be able to use it. So I wanted to use a lot of it, so I got this colorway. So definitely recommend this if you're into something a lot more flashy, definitely a lot more head turning. Definitely get this one, and yeah, let me know your kind of comments on this sneaker in the comments section, guys. Anyways, thanks once again for watching this video. I really appreciate it. I hope I'll get to see you guys at the It's More Than Just Sneakers event for the kickstand in Brisbane this weekend. And yeah, thanks once again for watching. Please give me a big like. Please consider subscribing to the channel. I will be doing more videos in the future. And thank you once again for all your support. I'll see you guys soon. Take care.